Hello, my name is Michael Moldovan. I am one of the lead programmers in my group, and today I will be representing the ONIRIS project team to tell you a little bit about what we've been up to this last week in France. This week we looked at previous teams' approach to design and the implementation of the temperature array, but we noticed a lack of documentation and an absence of course, working prototypes. So it took us some time to piece together their logic and make any sense of their design decisions at all. However, once we reviewed their work and we dug into their logic, we gained enough valuable insight to create our own design goals that will steer us towards a more organized, open-ended project with enough comprehensible documentation to assist future France groups, giving them a head start in understanding our thought process and our design goals. We believe this will lay the groundwork for more ambitious projects at ONIRIS in the future.
So what can we do differently to achieve a different result from previous years? Our group really wants to focus on good documentation and notes through all of our code, all of our hardware, and all of our circuitry to understand exactly what we did, how we did it, and why we chose to do it that way. We're going to start with detailed comments in our programs to make sure that we understand each line of code and that anybody reading it from the outside can understand our logic and why we chose to do things a certain way. Next, we'd like to look at our circuitry and have each labeled diagram so that others can understand why we wired up our circuits and how our circuits work together to achieve our goal. Finally, we want to work on hardware and make sure we know that each component is doing its job properly. On top of that, we would like to scale down our project differently from other years so that we are achieving only the essentials and that we do not have to worry about different components interacting improperly to just mess up the entire thing. We believe that if we can focus on just hitting the essential goals that our sponsors need, in the future, ONIRIS students can build off of that to create a more ambitious project that they can take further and achieve separate goals on top of that. This week, we created a project overview diagram, which is an abstract version of how our project will work together with its components to achieve a certain goal. You can see here that the heat is going into the thermocouples, which we decided to choose K-type thermocouples. This will then be fed into a digital amplifier, which goes into the Arduino, and that will go into a separate SD card reader. We chose to use a separate device for the SD card to allow our not to overflow the memory in our program so that we know that everything can work exactly as it should. Our group also met up this week to talk about how we would achieve our final goals. We looked at the work that the group in the past did, and we noticed that a lot of their imported libraries were the cause of a lot of their problems. To solve this, we decided to use mostly native Arduino libraries, as well as import only as little libraries as possible to avoid conflict. As long as we can do this, we can deliver on our accuracy, making sure our thermocouples are recording within 1 degree centigrade. If we can create a simple, low-cost, and efficient model that will do the accurate and performance task, we should be able to meet up with our sponsors, make sure this is what they want, and install it into their systems by the end of the week. Next week, our goal is to create a very basic prototype that takes in a reading from a single thermocouple and displays that and stores that to just a computer. If we can get this down and we can make sure our measurements are accurate, this can lead us into the next step of creating a larger prototype where we can feed in the data into an SD card and move forward with our project. That is all for this week. Thank you for watching.
Any last words?
Hey. Projects at ONIRIS in the future.
You believe so?
Yeah.
Finna what?
Finna pause. No ums and ahs.
That gives a look. That gives good bloopers.
Good bloopers.
Good bloopers.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't know what else to say.
More hands, less hands. You just kind of, both frames go together and like just a blurry black rectangle in the center. So it looks like you're kind of going through a door. And an absence of working prototypes. That was a real prototype.